Okay, the next tutorial is going to be type on a path. So to do that, I need to create a path. So a path is just another name for a line. And under the line tool, you can see that I can do straight lines. I also have an arced line. Oops. And those aren't showing up because I don't actually have a stroke color selected. I don't want a gradient. There we go. So now I have a green one, and the other one is up here. It's just hidden. We'll make it green as well. And then the other is the spiral. So I've got 3 different types of sort of standard lines. And then the other way to make a line is obviously to use the pen tool. So I can create a custom line that's either wavy or jagged. So I've got my 4 different types of lines. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to my text tool, and if I click and hold it, you'll see that there is type on a path tool, and that's the tool that we're going to use. But one thing I want to talk to you first is about our paths. If I was to just engage the type tool, so I'll show you on my line, and always start at the beginning of the line, which would be where you would type. You can type on a line, and I'm going to back up and Apple C. Command C and Command V, Command V, and Command V. So I get this little plus sign once when I've run out of space. There's a couple things that I can do about that, and I'll talk to them in a second. But one thing I want to show you first is that the line has actually disappeared. So the type has replaced the line, and the line is no longer visible. So I'm going to show you in the next one how to avoid that. So to get rid of this little red box, because we're not actually completing our sentence on the last duplication, there's a couple of things you could do. One, you could reduce the size of the font. So I want to select it all, and I'm going to reduce it to 11, and then if 11 doesn't fit, 10. And then that way at 10, it now all fits on one line. You don't want to have that like orphan font where the sentence doesn't complete. The other option would have been you could change the kerning, the space between the lines or the letters. So I'll talk to you about that next. So in this time, in this application, I want to keep the line. I want the line to be duplicate in addition to the line of font. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate my line by holding Alt. Then I'm going to go to my type on a path tool, and I'm going to just use the same font for speed. And then what's cool now is I have the line and I have the matching font as well. So I can position those on top of each other. So the line and then the same arc with the type. So same thing here with the spiral. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to type on it. All the way around. And again, I've got that little plus sign. I'm just going to line these up now so that I've got it right over the line. And then on this time, instead of doing the font size to fix the orphan, I'm going to show you how to change it with the kerning. So I can do it by tightening up the letters there until I get the complete sentence. Okay. And that is type on a path. The only other one to show you, and we're not going to use it very often, I'm going to duplicate this pen line. Oops. Would be to do vertical type on a path. And it's the very last one here. And the reason we don't use it much is because it's hard to read, and reading is important. Okay, so I'll show you by copying and pasting. So I've got this cool vertical font, but it is really hard to read. So do watch that for legibility. It may only be appropriate in some occasions. And that is type on a path.